It is a scorching hot day in Dallas, Texas. Mercury reaching triple digits. But if you think it's going to be cooler inside, forget about it. The Lacrosse is fire inside the Star at the Ford Center. Whipsnakes and chaos about to wrap up this weekend here in Dallas as we begin the second half of the PLL season. Take a shot scored, Ty Kurtz. Young man who just wrapped up an impressive career at Delaware, the Canadian, puts chaos up early.
I really like the element that Kurtz brings to this chaos offense. He's a stretch shooter on that right side, very familiar with the two-man game, so understands how to blend in there. But he gives a guy that doesn't really need the ball in his stick all that much, and his ability to stretch the defense.
True face-off specialist going against a long pole, trying to junk it up for chaos. Two-point shot, score! Welcome back, Brett Smith.
Welcome back.
Absolutely. 27 with the bomb coming out of the box.
To challenge him.
They're testing him, there's no doubt about that.
That time, Perry is able to get it inside. That'll be a one-point goal. Foot was just over the line, but man, 23 is just gripping and ripping.
He can sling it, and you know, he brings another stretch shooter to the
seating.
So chaos double polling, so they've got a short stick on Manny, the attackman.
Oof. There you see the physical nature. Now Manny looking up top.
Oof.
Goal. Geddes. Much like we saw in the first game today. Check that, Tucker Dordevic. I thought it was 13 who scored on that. Dordevic on the goal. Beautiful one-on-one move. Josh Byrne, of course.
We talked about him in the open. It just seems like every time you watch him play, he does one thing that just kind of makes you go, wow. Here is some slick footwork. You can see that little, goes underneath, then rolls back to get to the middle of the field. Pinpoint placement, that off hip. What a feed.
Oh, beautiful. And can't get the goal to go, and then though they get it on the second rebound. Fury of activity in front. Coach, you talked about all the Canadian stickers on the backs of these helmets. That's a perfect Canadian play right there for chaos.
Exactly, very much like West Berg's play yesterday. It's they're always on top of the ball. They never lose their focus, and tap-ins are just as good as 15-yarders.
What a save by Krebs on that first attempt. Look at this. The ball ricochets right out to Kurtz, kind of Johnny on the spot.
Box gets it from Dordevic, who initially bobbled it, and again, and it's picked up by chaos.
Whips were substituting behind the play.
Good look in front this time. Krebs can't solve Minikis.
Not sure if Dordevic wants to go back and see Coach Stagnita again.
Pulling a strategy where you take a shot early after a face-off win. If you miss it, fine. You're substituting behind the play, and you have more juice left on the clock to do just that.
Rambo finishes.
That may be the new strategy.
Closing the gap.
Now Dane Smith inverted. Jackson shoots, scores.
They're having a lot of success with Dane Smith inverting behind the cage.
Zed, far side. There's Smith. Switches to his left and scores. How about that? RB, time to switch to his left. Instead, we go the other way quickly. Here's Puglisi looking to score, and he does.
That's a trifecta right there for Puglisi. He covers Smith, he gets a goal, and draws a penalty.
Scrum in the middle of the field, won by Chaos. Big ground ball. Rowlett comes out of there with it. Kurtz, he passed up on the shot, but got it in the stick of Zach Geddes. Back of the net. Teammates razzing him a little bit. He gives Chaos the lead. Here comes Petey. He'll shoot, scores! He's as dangerous as anybody you'll find, winning it out front to himself and finding the back of the net. And he does it like he has done so many times, playing for the University of Virginia, now doing it in the PLL. Working on Glacini. Under 10 to shoot, trying to dip underneath. It does with one hand and scores!
Well, anytime you put a short stick on an attackman, you're basically daring them to go one-on-one, and you're trusting that you can win this matchup.
Especially with short time on the shot clock. You know he's going to go to the goal.
What an acrobatic effort there by Manny. The body control to get horizontal, but then one-handed.
Ray almost came out of there with a dangerous ball bouncing in front. Said Williams couldn't pick it up. Reard does, though, quickly out. Shot, score! Inside the two-point line. Will Bowen. He's had an amazing game in transition with two great plays tonight.
The assist earlier. The anticipation, the IQ to leak out.
Exactly, they're getting out every time. Maybe a little risky, but it's sure paying off for them.
You can see him as soon as Reardon picks it up, he takes off. They actually had Nick Rowell up there earlier, but they give it to Bowen instead. You're not gonna slide to me? Like, you better slide. Cool. Matchup nightmare.
Dane trying to roll under Puglisi. Got free and scores. Dane Smith playing like a guy who knows how to operate in tight quarters.
Well, he's already got 2 assists from this invert. So you gotta think the Whipsnakes are like, hey, let's slow to go here, let's slow to go. Williams realizes, okay, no one's gonna come. That means I've got ample time to gain leverage, get to the middle. What he did there is he took his elbow and he pushed down.
It's a matter of shaking that off. Keep an eye on 28. Meanwhile, possession for Chaos. Minica scores. That's like a patented move for Big Fish. Jackson, check it. That's 47, not 7. So Jackson.
You're good. Make it hard. Hey, you're good. Hey, gotta go. Gotta go.
Rambo. Got underneath the defender, jumps and scores.
When you need to end a run, the Whipsnakes had the luxury of Williams and Rambo just to take matters in their own hand. And that's exactly what Rambo does here. Sees the double team coming. Glacini and Newman kind of don't keep their sides there with that double team. Rambo puts on the brakes, goes underneath, and goes airborne. I love the, got him with the no look. Got him with the no look. He's like a kid. Like, did you see that?
Right.
See what I did there?
Did you see that right there? Zed getting on track. Whips have to have it here as we end the third quarter and go to the fourth, and that might be a good sign for them.
It's a great sign. Instead of going one-on-one here, I'd like to get Byrne involved.
Burns looking to maybe do a little two-man game. Now he gets it back. Oh, you said it, RB. That's exactly what they did, and they cashed it in.
So the tendency when you get an offensive guy trapped is like, oh, we got to go at that guy. We got to go at that guy.
A little extra duty, and Kirst has been all over the field and picking up a lot of ground balls in the middle of the field. That's where he's getting a lot of his dirty work done. Oh, tough angle, almost no angle. Here he comes. That's 2 for Zed in quick succession. Ty Warner loves the sight of that.
That was filthy. That was we're used to seeing a twister from in tight. This is a twister from range. Watch Williams, he's gonna backpedal underneath. He gets that switch, and look at how he manipulates his stick head. At the last second, watch this, see how he twists it and then snaps down.
And what the twister does is, as the ball hits the ground, it actually changes the bounce. It moves the bounce inward.
As LaSalle's about to, oh, I thought he was gonna shoot that.
I thought he was gonna shoot it too, had a good look. Not as good a look as that though. That's a 2-spot on the board for Whips.
Instant offense.
Until the final minute, and it's been completely flipped around. Whipsnakes taking the lead, and the momentum, and Smithers trying to change all that. Brian Smith.
Again, another amazing pass catch situation on the two-man play.
25 left. LaSalle. He'll shoot and score! So good at turning that face-off into instant offense. Minikis trying to get underneath, can't do it. Dump shot, though, scores! I don't know if there's anything more Brett Kennedy could have done there. Rebuked him trying to get underneath. Scores anyways.
He just adds another layer to this chaos offense, given his ability to go both ways. But let's start with the Ray interception. Earhart tries to get it inside. Nifty pickoff by Ray, plus the slash to boot. Here's the physical contact that you talked about from Kennedy. Minikis absorbs it, rolls away from pressure, and somehow whips that back near pipe.
Kennedy even got a piece of his stick, and he was still strong enough to shoot through it. That's Smith on top. Here's Chanachuk. Now they got Will Manny in the middle. He'll fire again. This time he doesn't miss. Those white shoes are working out for him pretty well there. It's been punch counter punch this entire second half. Can Chaos now follow up a Whips goal with one of their own? Jackson. Oh, that's a beautiful move. Jackson. Give him the hat trick.
Before the play, Byrne had taken a two-hander across the chest, and you're seeing him go off slowly after the goal.
Yeah, number 22 in red. Puglisi. Back to Manny. Earnhardt scores!
Go back to what you talked about before, Ryan. They knew they had an advantage, but they were patient with it.
Over to the near side, and here's Smith. Gets in front, can't get a shot off, though. And we go the other way. Chaos. Look at the quickness and speed. They want to run. Oh, and Geddes finishes it off. That's number 2 for him on the day. Pushing transition within 1 now.
Dordovic tried to pick him up, but he just had a simple right-to-left split dodge there, and Dordovic was...
Jared Newman, now in the sub box, was getting some side shuffles in, running, and he's going to go back in the game.
Well, no Josh Byrne, Dane Smith, one of those having to pick up the slack, and he does from distance.
Not a great decision down at this end by Zed. He took a quick early shot, gobbled up, and went the other way. Just like all day long, transition goals are happening.
Dane Smith comes right out of the sub box. Resch finds him. You can see the rotation by Whipsnakes.
Manny. Swim dodge. Scores!
This is an absurd angle from Will Manny. Pretty well defended by Chaos. A borderline desperation here. You can see Manny, that little swim dodge and then backpedal to get his hands free. That's how he creates the separation. and he's able to skip it past Reardon. But that's where you go to your veterans in a time like that. You go to Rambo, you go to Manny.
Every weekend in August is going to be huge as teams battle for position. Next week, we're going to head to Baltimore. 4 more games starting Saturday afternoon. Archers and Atlas at 3 on ABC. For Ryan Boyle, Bill Tierney, Dana Boyle, and our entire crew, I'm Chris Cotter. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week in Baltimore.